those DMs like Messi after the goal time. That was a triple entendre. Did you catch me rambling? Flipping Simone Biles, we the bottom line champions.
I need my hands. This like this one.
Let's go, street pro, bottom line, flow, canteen, hot take, J and O, sports professor, you know, Yo, street professor, I'm back, baby, like I never left. Bottom line, flow, canteen, hot take, J and O.
Stop. Go hard, or go home. Go hard, go hard, or go home. Go hard, or go home. Go hard, or go home. Touchdown like the end zone. When the circle turn to my home, can't get me out of my zone. Go hard, or go home. Go hard, or go home. Yeah, these championship rings on my hands now. In my head I'm top 10, yeah, that's hands down. You a squad, know you're looking man down. Funny how foes turn to friends now. Drive a race car like a Atari now. Call filling up, I need product again. Treat the business like a playground, might slide on you. Do me wrong, might slide on you. Do a backflip, cause I'm mad rich. I'm the definition of what that is. Go hard, or go home. 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 Touchdown like the end zone. When the circle turn to my home, can't get me out of my zone. Go hard, or go home. Go hard, or go home. I'm a warrior, I go back to back, then go back to back. If I top the top, then I double back, and I'm topping that. Yeah, I beat my own records. Yeah, I gotta get money fetish. Same team, I don't set trip. Never dull, this electric. Went and put the Ricks on my toes. Me and bro, that's the give and go. Stay 100, end zone. Keep them coming. I know. I won't flood my wrist, no, I'm not dumb like that. No. I just wanna give my mama 100 racks. Go hard, or go home. 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 Touchdown like the end zone. When the circle turn to my home, can't get me out of my zone. Go hard, or go home. Go hard, or go home.
What up? Welcome to the
Go hard.
Hey,
You can tell I'm still celebrating a little victory on Sunday for the Cowboys. Let's go.
I like the end zone.
Let's
Zone.
go.
Zone.
Here. Everybody.
Oh, yeah.
from Dallas. Oh, there he is.
Yes, sir.
There he is.
Hey.
For a second.
Yeah.
Let's do this.
Don't do it, man.
All right.
Let's go. We
Hold
love
on.
y'all.
Yeah, let's go. Everybody's here. Hey, you like this, Jake? You like that? My cousins used to say, you like that?
Oh, Jesus.
Let's go.
Stop that.
Go hard.
Woo. Oh, man, I updated this thing. I didn't even save it.
Put my niggas on, man.
Oh, man.
Go
Let's
home.
You
go.
know,
Welcome to
I can tell when the Broncos win now, because Jake will be dressed in something outlandish.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. He's always dressing something.
You're gonna be seeing me wearing anything then.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
every week.
Here we go.
I'm not sure if that was a threat or a promise, but I hope that means the Broncos are losing everything.
Yeah, let's go, baby. Time to go hard or go home, episode 92. I'm trying to get rid of this thing in the background. Woo, wearing the hat, wearing the shades, wearing the chain for the Cowboys, baby. Let's go.
Jake Montoya.
Jake Montoya's here. He's got his fake belt on. Let's go. All right, I'm slow. Oh, we gotta wait. Let's fix this, Jake. Let's make sure we fix this.
Don't do it. Don't do it. Oh no.
Yeah,
you gotta be above Omar.
Year, man. They're done.
We did it to Jake, so we gotta do it to you, Omar. You gotta look up to Jake now. Oh, anyway, so let's go. Here we go. We're gonna get into this. Welcome to the show. Ring the alarm. That's what Lamar says. He says, ring the alarm. Sound the alarm.
I've been with IOW Sports Network, y'all. Mar and them got that content.
Boys, Lamar and the fans in Kansas City running haywire around the block.
They got some issues. They got some issues to work out. That is faux show.
Quick, expeditiously.
Sound the alarm. The Chiefs have issues. All right,
so thing is they get to face 4 backups the next 4 weeks.
Yeah, kind of like the Broncos got to do. Yeah. All right, so let's go. Here we go. We should be streaming on 3 YouTubes. Let's Talk Sports, Ball and Buds Entertainment, TBL, 2 Facebooks or 3 Facebooks. I don't remember. Twitter and Twitch. And all that good stuff. We'll put it out on Spotify the next day. We appreciate you guys. We have 1,415 on the Facebook group.
Give me a Ric Flair.
Woo! Give me a Ric Flair 2 times. All right.
Woo! That was 3 times.
Yeah, 3 times. You think we gained about 15, 20 members out there. We were out there at the tailgate party. Hey, Omar, you want to give us we had a good time in Dallas, didn't we?
Oh, man. I got to meet these 2 awesome gentlemen. We had a good time just rendezvousing around Dallas, having some food, having some drinks, talking to some people, tailgating, dancing like we ain't never danced before.
Right. Speaking of dancing,
awesome.
Omar was getting down out there. He was getting his groove on.
Yeah. Hey, shout out to that DJ.
DJ was nice.
Man. Do you remember his name?
Pharaoh.
DJ Pharaoh. That was his name. Shout out DJ
man.
Pharaoh. He was rocking. He had the old school classics going on and everything.
Taking requests and everything. Yeah, he was good.
Oh, by the way, Flo.
Yeah.
Before we get into all the content, I did want to just let everybody know that Ball and Buds, we do have our Combat Sports Christmas special this Saturday, featuring Clubber D, the Combat G, Saturday at 4 p.m. Eastern. We will be right there in between the first and second games of the NFL tripleheader, so you won't miss any football, but catch your boys.
Yeah, there you go. Catch Ball and Buds out there. Let's go. All right, so here we go. I think Mars out there. This is what Mars sounds like.
Emotional, damn it.
Big Ruben's in the building. Mr. Ruben's in the building, bro.
Hey,
Ruben,
I'll take it. I'll take it, Mars. I hope it was my dad.
Shout out to Omar's dad, man. Omar's dad, man, hands down, you a great guy. You showed us love, respect. You good in my book.
Shout out to Ruben, Papa Ruben.
For sure, man.
Definitely. I'm wearing their earbuds today because I got to put the cowboy hat on today. That's right.
All right. Fake Jerry Jones up in this mud.
Oh. All right. So let's go into this. Anything you want to say about this weekend canteen? Omar kind of mentioned a little bit.
Man, bro. This is my first time seeing Flo in like 6-7 years.
Yeah.
Man, for us to just all link up together, and Omar, his pops, man, we had some good drinks, good food, good fellowship. We had a few, I mean, everything was just amazing. The tailgate was fun. The game, I mean,
right.
Jake, you got to be a part of this next time. You got to partake of part of the.
You got to come, Jake. We missed you.
Absolutely.
You got to do it, bro. Like
I know you're.
it was.
I know your spouse is a
too. We
Cowboys
mentioned
fan,
both
so.
Clubber D and Hot Take Jake a few times.
Bro,
Denver plays in Dallas soon. I think next year.
Man, it was amazing, man. We had a great time, man. I mean, if I could do it all over again, I know I was dog tired at the end, but
yeah, it was a long weekend, but it was a very good weekend.
It was
long
but
good.
I'll say that, man, and I enjoyed
sure.
it. Guys.
Shout out to the weekend.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm glad we didn't have a show yesterday because I needed yesterday to recover anyway.
Yeah, and the thing about it, man, the thing that saved me, man, I got stuck in Dallas for another night.
Right.
And if I had made it back the other night, I wouldn't have been able to do no show anyway. He said, "What up, CPAP crew?" Flo, I had to get you a CPAP, Flo.
Hey, watch it.
Flo, CPAP, man.
Flo
Hey,
need a
watch
CPAP. Need the next one.
watch it.
CPAP, bro.
Hey, watch it.
It was good though, man. For real.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah, watch it there, Canteen. I don't even snore. What are you talking about?
Man, you was snoring at 3:00 in the morning.
What are you talking about?
It was like he was washing clothes in a washing machine, dog. All night. All night. I ain't want to do you like that, but hey, come on, man. You my dog, bro.
Damn.
That's exactly how you sounded.
Why you do that, man? Like that?
Exactly how you sounded.
Hey, I was sleeping. I let you go to sleep first. What are you talking about? I wait till you start snoring and then I fell asleep. I was trying to be courteous.
Oh, so he knows then. He knew he had a problem ahead of time.
Yeah, I waited till you fell asleep.
That's
killing me, man.
Smoke weed every day.
Let's go. All right, so let's get into this. It's going to be pretty NFL heavy. But if you want, let's mention real quick. I wanted to touch on the Heisman. Jaden Daniels won over the weekend. What do you guys think? Let's go, Omar, Jake, and Can. Do you think he deserved it? Do you think someone else should have won? Any thoughts on that? I mean, all those kids deserve it, right? But I mean, was there someone else you thought should have won or maybe could have won that?
Yeah, right. Everybody deserves it. And if you look at the stats, though, one person's stats stood out above all else. Now, the way you have to look at the Heisman is, are you choosing the person with the best stats, or is this supposed to be a trophy that is given to the person that not only had really good stats, but
kind of
also
like MVP, right?
Helped propel their team. Exactly.
Right.
So if you're looking at, okay, maybe a player who had great stats still and helped propel their team, then you might be looking at a Michael Penix, right? Who also had an amazing story coming back from 2 ACLs. He would have been an awesome Heisman Trophy winner and probably the one that I would have chosen because I like that combination. That being said, you cannot say anything about Jaden Daniels this season. I will go on to be the first one to go back and admit that the things I saw in Arizona State, I did not think would transfer to LSU, and I said that before the season. I thought that he would be good, but I didn't think he would be this good. I know Ken will come with the stats, so I'm not going to take his flow, but the one thing no pun intended, but the one thing I will say is that Jaden Daniels had a 94.7 PFF grade, which is the second highest to Joe Burrow's Heisman Trophy season at 94.9. So that tells you how good he was. Right.
Well, good deal. Yeah, for sure. All right. Yeah. Well, so Jake, you had LSU kind of the dark horse to make the championship. I'm sure you're pretty excited about Jaden getting it.
I'm happy. I don't think he was deserving of it, though. Here's my thing.
Okay.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I don't think Washington was even considered at the beginning of the year by anybody to make the Final Four. And for what Michael Penix Jr. did this season, I have to give it to him.
Wow.
And he is undeserving the Heisman winner in my book. He deserved it more. To me, stats don't lie.
Shout out to
wins
Jake.
and losses prove more. Got to be factual here.
Right.
Now,
Okay.
the sad news is Washington's about to get bum rushed this coming soon when they face Texas. But
How factual
he
we
did
just
his
got.
part.
All of a sudden,
Factual-
we
factual-
went from factual to Homer.
To a
real
dig.
No, I'm just speaking facts, and that's the facts. He was deserving. Washington was nobody's favorite ever to be in the Final Four.
Okay.
He did that.
Yeah, and that's true. I tend to agree. I think that's a good point that no one saw Washington make it to the Final Four, and Penix was a big part of that. So that's a good point. Canteen, any thoughts on the Jaden Daniels winning or anybody else that should have maybe deserved it more?
So let me hit Jaden Daniels' stats, man, before we move forward, man. Jaden Daniels threw for over 3,812 yards, 40 touchdowns, 4 interceptions, and he had a 96% QBR rating. Now, when you look at all the Heisman people that were up against him,
What about Pitt? You have Penix numbers?
I'll pull Penix's numbers real quick.
Okay. Well, go ahead. Finish your thought.
So what I'm saying, when you look at Penix's stats, Penix went 4,200 yards, 33 touchdowns, 9 interceptions, but he had an 83% QBR rating. So, I mean,
And
when you
he
look
didn't
at
have
Jaden Daniels, he was
the
more
rushing yards
well-rounded and his stats look better.
Right. Well, he was definitely in some shootouts.
Now the more
remember Omar was saying that, LSU was very entertaining this year. Even when they lost.
To me, bro, the more deserving person was Penix, man. Penix, they went through a lot of adversity and played a lot of great football, bro. And so I didn't think Marvin Harrison Jr. I mean, I think he's a good guy. I think he'll be in the top 10 of the draft.
Right.
He'll be in the top 10, probably go to Arizona, be a receiver at Arizona or something like that. But who else was in there? Penix, you had Harrison, you had who else?
That's it. And then Jaden Daniels, who, and again, we have to take into account that Jaden Daniels did a lot better at running the ball too, right? He had totaled for over 5,000 yards and 50 touchdowns because he also had, eight rushing touchdowns, and he also had 1,200 rushing yards to lead all quarterbacks across the nation. So again, if you're looking at strictly stats, then you're taking Jaden Daniels. But if you're looking at stats plus who's more valuable, then you have to go with what we said, which is Penix.
Well, Penix, right. Penix. I'll go with Penix, man.
So it was kind of a two-man race, basically, right? Yeah, it was Penix and Daniels. I
don't like how the Heisman has become a quarterback award.
I get annoyed with that too. That's why I went for the winner.
They don't look at all the skilled players and look at the defensive players. They don't look
at the defense,
the well-roundedness of an athlete.
Right.
It's probably been QBs for the last 10 years, quarterbacks.
It's kind of like MVP in the NFL too, right?
Right.
It's kind of like a quarterback.
Same thing. I don't believe that the MVP right now MVP is clear cut CJ Stroud, in my opinion.
Yeah. True.
CJ Stroud
or MVP or rookie.
You take him off that team, the Texans are a 2-11 team right now.
Maybe I don't know. That's part of it's the coach.
I believe MVP to me is the most valuable player.
He's in the
conversation. Are you the most valuable for your team?
Okay, no, you're right.
No, I saw Mike McCarthy go 4-0 without Dak Prescott last year. I think he'd have done decent without him.
Okay.
Yeah, but that's more the team than it is just the quarterback.
He's got a good team around him. I'm sorry.
That's what I'm saying. He's got a good team.
Stuff like that. Come on, man.
I don't think that would happen this year.
Now Mar is right about the fact that this is similar to when Lamar Jackson won it, though.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. That's why I'm a little frustrated. Like I said, individual stats frustrate me because if you're playing for stats, you're playing for the dubs.
That's a good point, though. That is a good point. And the Heisman should be about well-roundedness anyways. And the Heisman should, in my eyes at least, no, you know what? I don't think that it should. It should be more individual to the Heisman voter. But for me, as I mentioned earlier, I also look at the Penix story, that he came back from 2 ACL injuries to accomplish all of this.
This is true. Yeah, the story.
And then for me, Flo, I'm going to say this right here about the Heisman. I think it should be more about academics, community service, well-roundedness, what kind of man you are, everything, the total package of a good athlete, and not just a quarterback, but if you can be a receiver, running back, whatever it is, the Heisman should represent all those characteristics and qualities.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
All right. Any final thoughts on that, guys? Good points you guys made on that. If there's no final thoughts, we'll move on. But any final thoughts?
Allen released the Georgia schedule for Cannes next year down there. So
yeah, it's gonna be rough. It's rough. I mean, the
That's a
entire
tough schedule.
I know I've seen one L.
Across the board is rough, man. You bring in Oklahoma, you bring in Texas.
I'm sure that's a Texas one, huh?
And that's gonna toss up the table for everybody. Georgia got to go to Texas.
Bruh.
It's tough, man.
Yeah. All right. So let's move on a little bit here. Let's go to the NBA Finals happened over the weekend as well. The Lakers won the tournament championship, but it's been all kind of overshadowed the last few days, or at least the last couple of days, by Draymond Green's sucker punch, or I don't know what he did, spinning punch. I don't know what he did, but let's talk about Draymond Green. What do you guys think about what he did? He said he was an accident, or he didn't mean to. He's already gotten suspended a couple times in the last 10 games or something. I don't know. But anyway, what kind of suspension do you think he should get? Do you believe anything he says about, not being intentional? What do you got, Jake?
Draymond Green deserves to be suspended at least 20 games. I'm tired of this mess.
I'm going to hold it to myself. Go ahead, Jake.
This is ridiculous. Wow. How do you know how long your arms are, and you want to say you were trying to, I guess, sell a flop, in other words, is what he was trying to show us or tell us that day.
Oh, wow.
Yesterday. It's ridiculous. Draymond Green, I hate to say this, man. You're not that good anymore. All you are good for is doing this stuff. I'm sorry. I hate to say it. He's no good defensive player. He can't hit a three every once in a while anymore. He's worthless. Steph Curry's by himself right now. By the way, Klay Thompson, shout out. You suck now. It's sad right now. It's embarrassing. And Draymond, if you don't understand this, you need to really make sense with this, man. You choked somebody within what? A span of 2 months? Just recently?
To be fair, a lot of people defended him on that because he attacked his.
Oh, that's ridiculous. Oh,
I mean, I'm saying it wasn't as bad in a lot of people's eyes.
It's ridiculous, and just like I like what Walter Carmar said, it's clown behavior. It's horrible. Hey, Draymond, you know what? And I'm glad because they just released that he's suspended indefinitely. So they haven't even given a time frame. They said he's suspended indefinitely. So I hope they take
the team or the NBA.
Now NBA.
The NBA did. The NBA
really?
Suspended him indefinitely.
Oh, wow.
I'm tired of these accidents. I'm tired of these. This just happened. Somehow it just happens with him. He's lucky that guy didn't throw hands at that man. He is lucky. That's what I'll say. Guy's an idiot, man.
Okay. What do you think of Omar?
I mean, I think Jake hit everything nail on the head, nail what needs to be in the coffin. It's been talked about a lot that the suspension came because he is a recidivist, and that means he is a repeat offender. And I just think that there has to be a point in time where you have to say to yourself, all right, well, eventually something like this is going to get me kicked out indefinite, which we all learned it has. It was announced right before we went on the air. And honestly, it's well-deserved. I like Draymond as a player. I think he's a player you hate to play against, but you want on your team. And while I do agree with Jake that he has regressed,
maybe 10 years ago.
I still think he can be valuable, though, to a championship winning team. But not if this is going to continue, because then you're never there for any of your team's games. And I'm sorry. I know he just got into the brouhaha with Gobert, and now you're going to tell me that this is an accident. And like my dad so astutely said, an accident? Seriously, no, it can't be, because there's no way you can tell me that you did all this motion, did a 360, hit the dude, connected to his head, and that was. I'm sorry. I mean, look, I love to give everybody.
It was a flop. He was trying to sell us.
I'm gonna say man. There couldn't have been a flop, Jake. You don't flop and turn 380 million. I know. So, anyways, hey, I thought he was just gonna get like 25 games because he got 10 last time, But honestly, they're going to send him to counseling. They're going to send him to anger management or whatever, and he'll probably be out a good 40 games. But they'll probably bring him back right before this season.
Trim to the Hornets, man.
Especially if the Warriors are still in the race.
Yeah, it's pretty sad. I mean, out of those kind of their big three, Curry's the only one that still has any game left. I mean, after Thompson's injury, he's never been the same. He never really fully recovered, and Draymond has just become a thug, somewhat of a thug. He doesn't really. Yeah, I mean, last year he was still there. I mean, he still had some game left, but it seems like this year he has not much left. And I don't know what else to do. I feel bad for Steph Curry because he's the only guy. Really,
sad.
That's able to play.
It's sad what this has come down to.
And you know what? Before you get, because I know Can hasn't gone yet. What Mar says here is true. So true. The Warriors and Steve Kerr and Steph Curry have let this happen.
Absolutely.
Yeah. What do you got, Cam?
Yeah. All right, man. So here's my whole take. Right now, the Warriors are 10-13 in 11 plays. You're losing your big man. You're losing a great asset to your organization. This is detrimental to the team. Now, I mean, his behavior is uncharacteristic. He shouldn't. I mean, I think they're gonna nail him to the cross, man. At least half of the season, he may come back after the All-Star break.
That I don't know, man. Are you serious?
That's just Canteen. After the All-Star break, maybe before the playoffs begin. But what I'm saying is,
I don't know.
It's like a cancer. He's like a cancer flow, and when the cancer hits the body, if you don't nip it early in the bud, it tends to spread all over the body. And he has been a cancer to the entire organization. I'm gonna say this right here. Don't take it the wrong way, but Steve Kerr ain't got no balls. Steve Kerr has no balls. He ain't doing what a head coach is supposed to do. Steph Curry is scared. Everybody's on that organization is afraid.
Yep. That's exactly right.
You have to control this. There's nothing bad with having a wild child. But you have to know how to control it.
Okay.
Control the behavior, man.
Right.
That's what I think.
Okay. That's fair.
And the problem
Any final thoughts on this?
If you're not going to be there anyways, because you're missing games, you know what I mean? So it's just it hurt like Ken said, it hurts your team in general because they chose him over Jordan Poole, and now you can see Jordan Poole's confidence is killed in well, not his confidence, he's still wildly confident for some reason that he shouldn't be, but they could have kept Poole and got rid of Green after last year. And they chose Draymond Green because of what he's meant to the organization. And you just can't throw that away. Like my dad has said, it is a privilege to play in the NBA. So,
yeah. Okay.
True.
All right. Any other NBA things? I know that they had the thing happen this weekend, the tournament thing. They said they're going to hang a banner.
Congrats to LeBron.
What do you think, guys? Should they really hang a banner for this? It's an in-season tournament. I don't know. I'm a little.
Bro, hey, let me say this right here.
Kobe Bryant rolling over his grade.
That's a great point. Nobody cares about playoff wins. Nobody cares about conference championships. We only want to hang banners for NBA finals and people that win. Everything else is irrelevant. It doesn't matter.
Which they should be soon. They will. It's looking that way for this year. It's looking that way, Canteen, for this year.
I mean, it was basically a team that's currently in the fourth and a team that's currently sixth that kind of played for that. So it's really just the beginning. For people who really wanted to play, who really wanted it, I guess. I don't know. I guess it got it did get a few ratings, and luckily LeBron was in it, or there was a superstar in it, because it would have been kind of a flop without LeBron or KD or somebody like that in it. So it kind of saved it. LeBron kind of saved it, I guess, by actually being in it. But it would have been nice to have two stars, maybe Giannis and LeBron or something like that. But
to win the first ever chip.
The first ever what?
Not a chip.
No. All right, you know what? No, I'm done with this.
It's an in-season tournament.
Hold on, bro.
I am so.
Man, come on.
In the in-season tournament,
Dude,
and then
come on, man.
Are you? You know what? That really upsets me, Jake, because as a Lakers fan and me as a Celtics fan are the two best franchises in NCAA history. Over 17 championships for both of us. Well, 17. Well, you have 18. We have 17. But the fact of the matter is that you would hang up an in-season tourney banner? No. I'm sorry. We are too proud of a franchise to ever hang up some wild cards, some in-season, some playoff. What's that called now? The playoff, whatever it is, where you got the last four in. No one cares about this.
Oh,
I don't care if it is the first time. I don't care. It's not prestigious. It does nothing for your organization. It looks stupid next to all your championships and your retired numbers. And it's dumb that you would take something that was just made to bring interest and money and TV deals to the game so seriously as a stupid in-season tournament. You know what the Celtics did when they realized that they were running Jason Tatum out there for 40 minutes in the fourth quarter? You know what they did? They stopped playing so hard for the tournament because they realized the real outcome is the real chip at the end of the season.
Right.
So when LeBron holds that banner up and holds that Larry O'Brien trophy.
Don't worry, he won't, because he already ran over his minute restriction for this year, so don't worry.
We'll see. I can't wait. Finish up NBA talk. This guy's hating.
All right.
Thank you, Mar. Thank you, Mar. No, why don't you talk to Mar, Jake? Why don't you answer Mar's question? You ain't gone yet.
What do you think, Ken, about this in-season tournament? Does it mean anything, or is it just kind of money grab still?
I think it's trash, man. I think it generates more money for the NBA, brings teams in, and generates more money. But I mean, what is the ultimate cause of it? If the Lakers won the in-season, do they get a guaranteed playoff spot? What if they finish the rest of the season as a horrible team? Do they still get in the playoffs? That's the question. So all them banners and all the stuff they talking about they want to do is that what
I think it's the start of a momentum, Canteen. That's what I think it is.
Come on. All-Star game and win.
It's a start of the momentum.
I think it's dumb.
Right.
Now,
Okay.
What I could see is
dumb,
I could see what Jake just said happening. Now, while I don't think the Lakers are a championship contending team, and while I don't think they even have the pieces in place, even with Anthony Davis going for 40 and 20 the other day, I do think that this could be a momentum changer for them to help propel them into the top four, where I do think they are at least, the fourth, fifth best team in that.
They're top two and not two. Be ready.
All right, that's not true.
Okay.
We'll see.
Remember, there is
I try to help you out. I try to be nice. This is why I should never be nice to the Lakers.
There is such a thing as the HTJJ, the hot take jinx.
That's far from the truth. We've seen that recently.
Look at our Spurs. They think they've lost 15 in a row after you said they're going to make the playoffs.
That's because they have not traded for a good player to help Wemby. That's all that is. Wemby's by himself right now.
Man, Flo, let that man
poor guy.
Let him be.
I'm just saying, man. He jinxed my Spurs by saying they're going to make the playoffs. We'll
be in the play-in.
Playoffs. Okay. All right, so let's wrap up the NBA. Let's get into some NFL. We've got a lot of heavy NFL stuff. We didn't get to wrap up the weekend, and we got a preview next weekend. So we're going to hit the hot games of the weekend. We may not even go in order necessarily, like what happened Sunday and Monday. We'll just I'm just going to scroll through, hit some of these top games that kind of happened. Even though Monday Night Football was crazy. What about this is kind of interesting. The Lions and the Bears. The Bears 28-13 over the Lions. I mean, are the Lions, just like I said a couple weeks ago, paper tigers? I mean, what's going on? What do you think, Ken? This Lions losing to the Bears.
Let me hit the stats, man.
Yeah.
So when I look at Jared Goff, man, Jared Goff went 20 for 35, 161 yards, one touchdown, one touchdown, two interceptions. Justin Fields with 19 for 33, 233 yards, one touchdown. Man, when I look across the board, the rushing game, I mean, Justin Fields went 12 carries, 58 yards, one touchdown. And that Moore kid that came from Carolina, 6 receptions, 68 yards, one touchdown.
But 28-13.
At this point in the season, Flo, I'm really scared for the Lions, man.
Right.
Because they got to see us. They got to see us on New Year's Eve. New Year's Eve, they got to come see us.
Yeah. I mean, they
The
got
Lions may win the division. They may have a great season winning the division.
They'll win the division.
I do not foresee them going far in the playoffs and doing any damage.
The good news is they have Minnesota twice. So and Minnesota's I mean, they lost their quarterback for sure.
They're gonna split one with Minnesota.
And they got a bye next week with the Broncos.
And who else they got left over? Who else they got left over?
Yeah, we'll see if it's a bye.
Yeah. They got Denver, Minnesota, Dallas, Minnesota. So I mean, they got a shot. It's
so they're gonna lose to Denver and Dallas, and they're gonna split one with Minnesota. They might win one out of the next 4.
Yeah. What do you think,
That's what I
Omar?
think.
What's up with the Lions? Are they in trouble? They just lost to the Bears, and not a close one.
Yeah, it is a bad loss, but
what's up, Mel? What's up with your Lions?
Also, a division game, and as we know, division games can anything. That is the especially accurate version of any given Sunday is a divisional game. Now that being said, losing to the Bears by that much is not a good look, and the Lions are on a little bit of a skid. They have lost a couple games in a row now. They are not looking like the formidable team that we saw at first. The offensive line has had its issues over the past few weeks, aside from Penei Sewell. Their running game is great, but their receivers have not all caught on, except Amon-Ra St. Brown. They do have some good young receivers, but they only use Jameson Williams in trick plays. Their defense is not playing as strong as it did at the beginning of the season. So, do I still think that they're a playoff team? Yes. Do I still think that they're a Super Bowl contender? Not so much.
Not so much. Okay. So playoff team, yes, but contender for the Super Bowl, not so much.
First round.
What do you think, Jake? These are your Lions.
I think they can still win their first round game. I think they can win.
So they can win a game in the playoffs, basically.
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
They're just going through a little bit of adversity, guys. Nothing to worry. I do think I wish they would have won last week, because now I think they do come a guns blazing this week.
Exactly.
I think that they're in desperate mode. But I mean, you're facing the hottest team in the league. So good luck. You're facing
the hottest team
that's been out coaching everybody since week 9. I mean, you just heard what they said. The Broncos have practically broken Patrick Mahomes. I love that new saying that everybody says now.
Except for Houston. You lost to Houston.
Look that up. Go look that up.
I've never heard of it.
I didn't hear that.
That's something you made up, I think.
Jake thought about that this morning in his bathroom and was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna say this tonight." And said it's been.
Well, no, our defense, kind of
like his wife's hat
against Patrick Mahomes.
He grabbed it that night.
Showed everybody how to beat Patrick Mahomes. Here's my point: Lions, you do get to face the Vikings twice. I think you sweep that one. If the game in Dallas is in Dallas, then they'll probably lose. If it's in Detroit, they got a chance to win.
It's in Dallas. It's in Dallas.
Oh, well, then if you play Dallas in Dallas, they always have that home field referee advantage. So we all know that.
Y'all got a chance to lose because it's Detroit, right? Y'all going to lose this game because it's in Detroit, right? Or are you saying you're better than Dallas?
Well, we'll see what happens. I
saying you're better than Dallas?
I think that we have a better head coach. I think Sean Payton will outcoach Dan Campbell, and I'll get on the show on Tuesday and tell you, or actually Sunday, and let you know that the reason we won is because you'll see that Sean Payton outcoached.
Coaching is good, important before the game, and maybe some plays in situational football, but players got to play.
That's fine. I mean, Sean Payton. I don't think Sean Payton has a top 10 roster, and
Sean Payton's not a top 10 coach.
He's the head coach right now. What he's doing?
He said Sean Payton. Hey, what?
Yeah.
As I'm saying, the Lions have the Vikings twice. They have no worry. They're going to win their division, and I do believe they will still win a game.
Bang, bang, gang.
They'll still win one game in the playoffs. Remember, this is a young team, guys. This is not a team that has made the playoffs several years in a row.
Right.
And it's win or go home for those guys at Super Bowl or bust.
Yeah. Okay.
You take baby steps. These guys are taking baby steps.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll see. We'll see what happens. I think they're in trouble. They lost to the Packers, barely beat New Orleans, who doesn't look good, and then they lose to Chicago.
And they lost to the Bears, so that's two.
They almost lost to the Bears the first time they played them.
Yeah. Well, the Packers just lost. I would be more worried if the Packers had won. The Packers just lost to the Giants.
So
their biggest threat just lost.
Yeah.
But
Let's talk about that game.
I also need to bring back gentlemen, also real quick before we move on, I need to bring back the fact that Justin Fields is back and he's not injured. And they're finally letting him run loose like the wild stallion that he is, just galloping on a beach. Where's my horse sound? Flo, where's my horse sound? Just galloping like a wild stallion.
Yeah.
Please stop that.
That's great. No, for real though. I mean, okay. All right.
Okay. We got enough of that?
Yeah,
all right. So let's talk about he mentioned the Packers and the Giants. The Packers, who were kind of on they were kind of like the Broncos. They're frisky. They're acting frisky. And then they run into the Giants and lose a close one. One that they probably should have won. It was a close one. Giants basically are on their third quarterback. Tommy, don't call me Danny DeVito, looking good out there. Man, he's gonna get a contract with somebody, right? Shout out to Tommy DeVito.
I hope so.
So what do you think about this one, Canteen? Packers and Giants. What happened to the Packers and the Giants? I mean, can they be a little frisky, get a little run, and maybe upset a couple people here at the end of the season?
Check this out. I was sitting at the airport. They canceled my flight. I was watching this game at the bar, drinking, whatever. It was like, you got to go to the hotel, whatever. But when I saw DeVito, 17 for 21, 158 yards, one touchdown. But then Saquon Barkley had 20 carries, 86 yards, and he ran for 2. Ran for 2. Here's what I'm going to say. The Giants are deadly. The Giants are deadly. I think the Giants are going to upset the Eagles in one of these
deadly.
games. The Eagles got the Giants twice. I think the Giants are gonna upset the Eagles in one game.
Yeah, I would appreciate that.
I'm telling you. This is what I'm telling you.
Go ahead.
When you look at the Eagles got the Giants twice. The Eagles got the Giants twice. They got Seahawks Monday night.
Right.
The Giants, Arizona, and the Giants. The Eagles will win 3
Murray, though,
4, but they're gonna get beat by the. They're gonna get beat. They're gonna get beat by
I
the.
think they'll lose one of the Giants games. Yeah, the Giants are looking frisky. What do you think, Omar?
Yeah.
Oh, I will say that while I won't go as far as deadly,
what
Tommy
about me, frisky?
Yeah, they're frisky. The Giants could be frisky. The Packers could
wait.
be frisky.
Hey, Omar, I have a new term. When they probably not gonna make the playoffs, I just call them spunky.
Spunky. Okay, so a little bit of motivation just to knock off their opponents. So
right,
both of
spunky.
these people. All right, so both of these teams would be spunky at the time being, and the reason that is, gentlemen, though, is not only Tommy Cutlets, but by the way, love his nickname of Tommy Cutlets. That is just amazing. Love his agent. Love his agent, the Italian mobster, just in the crowd, just looking like he might take somebody out back and break his knees. But anyways. The real improvement here, y'all, and the not talked about thing about the defense getting so much better is Saquon Barkley got healthy and was able to run the ball, and they got Daniel Jones up out of that quarterback position. And B, their defense is massively improved over the season. Their middle linebacker, shout out Bobby I don't want to mess up his name. Okere. He has 119 tackles, 9 tackles for loss, 2 interceptions, and 8 passes defended. He's just an enforced 4 forced fumbles, so he's a beast. He has second-year linebacker Micah McFadden next to him, and Kevion, who's a good partner, and Kevion Thibodeau has 11.5 sacks on the season after a slow start. So the Giants' defense have really stepped it up to bring them back too.
Yeah. So what do you think about the spunky Giants there and Packers losing to them kind of in a spectacular fashion?
Well, here's my thing. How are we not giving the credit to Brian Daboll? Third string quarterback.
He does deserve some credit.
Brian Daboll
He does.
Absolutely. This is why I have this man as a top tier coach in the league.
I mean, that's not true, but okay. All right.
No. There was just injuries and everything. Here's the point, though. As
He's
much
a good
as
coach.
they're doing, because remember, they're only one game out. The only sad thing is they still have to face the Eagles twice, and the Eagles dominate them. So I hate to say it, I think Canteen's wishful thinking that the Eagles are going to lose to this Giants team. I don't see that at all. Either game.
Okay. You don't think Daboll's a better coach than the Philadelphia coach?
No, I don't think he has a better
Hey,
roster.
you got to look at it from this
He's a
perspective.
better coach. You don't have a better
gotta
roster
look at
than
it
the
from this
Lions, but you got a better coach, and you think you're going
There's a
to
difference between a Sean
Hey.
Payton and a Brian Daboll.
All right.
Go ahead, Ken.
Huge difference. Now,
Jake,
as I
what
said-
you're missing is Jake. Let Jake go ahead.
Go ahead. What am I missing?
We got Buffalo, Miami, Detroit, and the Commanders. We got a harder way. I'm telling you, the Eagles are gonna choke again. They may choke on Monday night versus the Seahawks.
I think this is wishful thinking, Canteen.
Watch.
Because you need
I
them
like
to lose for y'all to stay
like
the
it.
second seed.
I like it.
You would need them to lose to stay the
I'm trying to
second
be
seed.
relevant.
They
Well, they haven't looked good lately. We got to talk about the Cowboy game here in just a minute, but
what
about-
look, in
move
the
on
end,
here.
the Giants still. I think the Giants can upset the Saints. I don't think they'll beat the last 3 games. I don't see them beating the Rams, and I don't see them beating the Eagles twice.
well, they won't beat them twice, but they could.
They
They
won't
could
beat
win
them
one
twice.
of
They could win one.
They could be the
those.
one.
One of those.
If you saw last season what happened every time they saw them, they destroyed them. And I
This
think
isn't
the
last
Eagles,
season.
the Eagles have a lot of problems going on.
And they haven't
right
been
now.
playing the
While-
same as last.
While they're still,
We'll see.
while they're,
We'll see.
Why?
yeah, we're going to talk about that anyways. So.
Anyway, we'll talk about it. All right, so the Titans. One more game I want to talk about. The Titans and the Dolphins was a big game on Monday night. Two crazy upsets basically on the same night. The Dolphins had this game, the first team to ever lose, winning by 2 touchdowns in the fourth quarter to lose a game, the first team ever. But the Titans, spunky Titans, I'm going to call them. What do you think about this, Canteen, losing this game? Dolphins giving up a 14-point lead in the fourth quarter to lose this game.
Hey, to me, this was a wake up call for the Dolphins, man. When you look at Tua Tagovailoa, man, he went 23 for 33, 240 yards. Mostert went 21 carries, 96 yards. Mostert ran the ball for 2 touchdowns. Jalen Waddle 6 receptions, 79 yards. And then you got to think about Tyreek Hill was injured; he wasn't even in there. Right. This was just a wake up call for them against Tennessee Titans. AFC opponent, it doesn't matter. This is not affect the Dolphins at all.
Okay,
the
so just
Titans
like
are not in playoff contention at all.
Any given Sunday kind of thing.
That's what I think. Any given Sunday. And those 2 Monday night games, Flo, were like any given type of. I mean,
yeah. Well,
nobody expected those 2 teams to win.
To be fair, it does seem like now this season the Dolphins are 8-0 when Tyreek gets over 100 yards, and when he doesn't, they're like 1-3 or something like
Correct.
that.
Yep.
Anyway, so they need Tyreek's a big part of the offense. So hopefully he's okay, because that's part of their offense.
Tyreek Hill he's a big domino in the game, bro.
Yeah, he's
it's like a pawn on a chessboard. You got to be able to move that pawn to make moves on a chessboard, man. He's a major player, bro.
Yeah, he's a major player on that team for sure. What do you think, Omar, about this?
Yeah, I mean, not having, as Ken mentioned, not having Tyreek Hill for that, even that little point in time, is a big problem because, as we talked about a couple weeks ago, they built their whole offense. Mike McDaniel's whole offense is built around the Tua to Tyreek combination. So that being said, while I, again, don't think that this is necessarily just like the Lions, something that's going to take them out, I still think that the Dolphins are a playoff contender, and I still think that they're a more of a Super Bowl contender than the Lions. The problem at this point is, though, that the Dolphins' strength of victory is 32.5%, 325. That's because they haven't beat anyone, right? They've beaten all the bad teams, and then they've lost to all the good teams. Mm-hmm. That doesn't bode well for the playoffs, and it also doesn't bode well for an end of season when you have to play a spunky Jets with Zach Wilson. You have the Cowboys, you have the Ravens, and you have the Bills as your last 4 games. That's a kind of murderer's row right there. To
be fair, Omar, we can now say that they beat a decent team because the Broncos seem to be better now.
Again, that didn't add too much to their strength of victory, so clearly the Broncos aren't that great. But, we'll give it to them, I guess. We can say that the Broncos are their best victory. Then, now I'm saying they aren't a Super Bowl contender anymore. Thank you for that.
Right. Okay. I was trying to help him, but you did.
I know, I'm just joking.
Yeah, get out of here, hater. Here's my point, guys.
What do you think about
guys,
this?
all it was they just let off the gas. They were up 27.
The first team ever to lose.
Dude, you're up 2 touchdowns with 3 minutes left.
Team ever.
That's not
they
letting
let
off
the gas. That's all it was. They let off the gas. They thought
and
the
don't
game
lose
was
a
over.
lead.
I think they celebrated. You saw the defense celebrating like the game was over. They just let off the gas. I think in the end, they got nothing to worry about. I think they will win at least 2 or 3 of their next games.
So we have to root for them.
Well, they'll win 2 of their next 3 games. They will be fine.
Will they still be first place? I think first place out of the question now, right?
First place where?
You said there would be first place AFC.
Who, the Broncos?
No, the Dolphins.
Oh no! I mean,
they still control that destiny.
They can. Yeah, they could be. They're only a game behind. They're only a game behind the Ravens.
Destiny. The Ravens still have to see San Francisco, and the Ravens get to see them. So they control their destiny.
Right.
They just got to win.
But they got to beat the Ravens, don't you think? And Buffalo.
Yeah, but if they beat the Ravens, I mean, that's it.
If they beat the Ravens, and I don't think the Ravens beat the Niners.
But that's the thing; they could go either way.
There.
They could lose those 4 games too.
Right. Yeah. Because they haven't beaten like Omar said, they haven't beaten a team that's very good other than the Broncos.
Well, they beat the Broncos and they beat the crap out of us.
But the Jets are a divisional game, and Zach Wilson just had the best game of his career. So you
exactly.
Put those
so
together.
we know that he's about to be cold. There's no consistency
of his life.
Omar. What are we doing here?
I'll tell. I agree. I will.
The way Zach Wilson beat the way he beat the Browns.
Oh, that's crazy.
With a good defense too.
Yeah, that's crazy. All right, so let's see. What other game? Let's talk about another game here. Well, let's go ahead and hit this game because I don't know how much time we'll have, but because this was kind of a key game for over the weekend, the Bills and the Chiefs. The Chiefs kind of fall apart. The Bills, another game they almost gave away, like they did with the Broncos. They gave that one away too, but they almost tried to give this one away, and the Chiefs couldn't quite get it. Big, about the offsides, and then Patrick Mahomes going crazy. That's probably built up frustration over the last few weeks, with the refs and all that kind of stuff. But you can talk about whatever you want on that. But what do you think, Omar? I'll let you go first on this one. What does it say about the Bills, and what does it say about the Chiefs?
What it says about the Bills is that they are still working their way into some sort of playoff contender. I know that's the only reason I'm still defending them at this point.
Right.
Is because they were my original Super Bowl pick.
Hanging on.
So I'm trying to. It might be. It might.
Okay.
But the thing is that the Bills now, right, after a win with the Chiefs, now they're on the upswing, and if they also, can win out, and they could possibly slip into a wild card position. The more concerning thing is not if the Bills make it or not, because even if they make it, while I picked them at the beginning of the season, I don't think that they are a Super Bowl contender anymore, and I don't think that they will be able to run the table. What's more concerning is the Chiefs. And shout out to Mar, who has said a lot about this on the IOW Sports Network, but the Chiefs are just, they're disappointing because they set their fans up for such high hopes, only to now be playing at a lower level. But the thing is, the Chiefs are finding new ways to lose, y'all. 4 of their last 6 games they've lost, and
shout out to CJ.
It's because they've lost in late game situations. This time with the Kadarius Toney offsides, which is never called ever, and then drops, penalties,
never called,
other self-inflicted mistakes. The Chiefs have been failing in clutch situations. Patrick Mahomes can't do it all. As you mentioned, he is frustrated, and that's why he had his little temper tantrum. They started
that MVS, that they missed that call at the end of the last game.
Sure, and they had the MVS drop in the end zone,
and then
too.
The other drop,
hurting themselves.
Yeah. What do you got, Jake? I know you hate the Chiefs.
What a beautiful game. What a beautiful game.
Hey, I love it, too. I love it, too.
Because, wow, is it telling what these Chiefs are.
You want to come on, CJ? Let me know.
Exposed this team 5-6 weeks ago when I called it out and said, this is what you do. And everybody's been doing it since then. And if you do it correctly, as long as you cover Travis Kelce, you have a chance to win that game because they got nobody else to believe in. Hey, congratulations, Kadarius Toney. Good job for being an idiot.
Wow.
Let me tell you this, man. You better watch out, Chiefs.
Hey.
Because the truth is this. Nobody fears this team. Years prior, the AFC used to fear this team. Nobody fears this team whatsoever. And I'll tell you this, they're lucky. I'm telling you right now, they're going to win their division because they have 4 games where they get to face backups. And not only that,
kind of like you did.
So lucky not to face Joe Burrow because I think they would have lost that game. But I still think that's the best game they can still lose because that backup, I think Browning, he's doing a pretty good job.
It looks
I think the Bengals have a chance to beat them still. As long as you keep the game close. Their games were never high scoring ever.
Right.
As long as you can get 2 to 3 touchdowns at most, you can win that game, Bengals. So we're rooting for the Bengals. Chiefs, nobody fears you. Good luck. And do not let up.
You're hoping for it too. Just like you're hoping for the Chiefs loss and the
Let's see what happens. About their games.
Yeah. What's up, CJ? Hey, what do you think, Ken? Do you think the Chiefs have
emotional damage?
What do you think, Ken?
Hey, I'm gonna say this right here, Flo, man. A lot of people sleeping on the Bills. I slept on the Bills at the beginning of the season, but the Bills are beginning to peak.
Peak?
The Buffalo Bills are peaking at this time of the year. At us Sunday, we're gonna beat them Sunday. Now I'm gonna say it's gonna be a close game. I'm not gonna say it's gonna be a blowout between us and the Bills. It's gonna be a close, tight game.
That's in Buffalo.
That the Cowboys got to beat Buffalo in Buffalo.
I mean, I can see
Buffalo. They'll beat the Chargers. They'll beat the Patriots, and they'll lose to the Dolphins at the end of the season.
They probably got to win all those. If they lose to Dallas, they got to win the rest of their games probably to get in the playoffs. Most
the Bills
likely.
Gonna be dangerous. If they get in the playoffs, they're gonna be dangerous, man.
But what I'm saying, if we beat them, they basically have to win out. They're gonna have to probably win out.
Win out.
Yeah. So we'll see. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's pretty sad what's happened to Mahomes, and I'm a big Mahomes fan because he went to Texas Tech here, but I feel bad for him.
They're still 8-5. What do you feel bad for?
Well, just because all the things haven't bounced.
Feel
their
bad
way.
for my
They
Raiders.
won't have an AFC Championship game in Arrowhead. Is why he feels
things that
sad.
bounced their way. I think still. I think the Chiefs still probably have a shot.
Mark made a good point. Every game for the Bills is a playoff game.
It is for sure because
Flo,
yeah.
I don't want to jump the gun.
Go ahead.
What do we do Sunday against the Bills Sunday, Flo? That's the question.
You're jumping the gun. We'll look at that later.
All right, let's move on and we'll come back.
Okay. No excuse for the Chiefs. Wildcard Mar says the plexical burst of the NFL shooting themselves.
Shooting themselves in the leg.
They're not fearful no more. That's what I know.
Yeah, because they can't score because the receivers. I mean, Rashee Rice actually looks pretty decent. He could be a decent receiver. Everybody else, Darius Toney always has some kind of mess up during the game, whether it's a fumble, punt, or he was offsides this time. I can't remember what happened the other time. I mean, he just always seems to have some dumb mistake that he has during the game, but they can't really let him go because who do they go to? He's got speed. He can be a playmaker. It's just they really don't have anything they can do. They got to run with what they got. So that's why I feel bad for the Chiefs. But they're 8-5. I mean, they got a chance to still. They have to definitely win out. Like Jake was saying, they got some easier games. You would think, but they have to win them. They can't falter from this point out. They have to win these games. Did you get to go on this? Yeah, you did. Everybody got to go on this game?
It's all business, man.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So no need to talk about Chargers, Broncos. Broncos won 24-7. Everybody knew they were going to win.
A beautiful win. Beautiful dub.
Wow.
Anybody want anything on that one? Anybody got anything on that one? Broncos, Chargers. I mean, Chargers lost their quarterback. Another team you beat that lost their quarterback. But yeah,
I'll talk
They had
about.
Justin Herbert at the game.
I'll let Jake talk about his Broncos, but yeah, that's what I wanted to touch on. Justin Herbert is out for the season with a broken thumb. Chargers, give it up. As Jake would say, tank the rest of the season. Brandon Staley's got to be gone at the end of the year. Jeez Louise.
Yeah.
The Chargers are going to be $34.2 million over the cap, so they're going to have to get rid of players and start restructuring contracts.
Yeah, for sure. What do you think, Jake?
Beautiful dub by us. I think Sean Payton outcoached Brandon Staley once again.
That wouldn't be too hard.
Beautiful win.
I mean, come on.
Good point, though.
Right.
Well, he did that easily, and I think we got them in what 2 weeks after this, 2 or 3 weeks. So we'll see them again. This time in Denver. So congratulations. I don't know who their backup was. What was his name?
I don't know.
Stick. Hey man,
Stick.
welcome to the Mile High Massacre, man. Good luck.
This
We'll see you soon.
Mile High Massacre.
Easton Stick. He's out of North Dakota State.
Who?
Shout out to
Easton.
Easton Stick.
What the hell is that?
So right now,
hey, congratulations, Broncos! You get to play another backup.
Right.
Yeah,
How many backups are you going to beat?
I know that every game is a backup.
Jeez Louise.
I know.
Well, we got the Lions this week.
If you make a wild card, y'all should be kicked out of the playoffs for beating nothing but backups.
Oh, get out of here!
All right.
You couldn't beat a backup. You couldn't beat the third string.
But we suck.
We don't have 3-0.
We don't have playoff aspirations.
Right?
You're right though. Worst game ever.
Mullins, bro.
You know, you're right. I don't even want to talk about it, dude. I said how bad it was when the Chargers lost to the Patriots the week before, 6-0. I can't even talk. That was the worst NFL game I think I may have ever seen.
Embarrassing.
Yeah. Like Denver wins it. Remember, I told y'all guys Denver's gonna win out, and right now it's looking that way. So 1 game at a time.
It's looking that way.
Next week.
You got to beat the Lions first. You got to beat a team with an actual starting quarterback.
Okay. We beat the Lions. It's a very dangerous
Flo, don't do that, man.
I'm just saying you got to beat a team with an actual starting quarterback.
What I love
that would be great.
Is the AFC. Everybody that's the same record as us has to beat each other now. We already played the biggest gauntlet. Now the Steelers got to see the Browns here soon. Now the Steelers got to see the Texans. Now the Texans got to see the Colts. All these teams that are all 7-6 with us,
and
they
have
got to
backups.
now play each other.
And
so all Denver's got to do is just win.
Yeah. Okay.
It's looking great.
Okay. It's looking good for you. You might make the playoffs. It's looking pretty good. All right, so let's talk about the game of the weekend. Yeah, the Eagles and the Cowboys. Myself, Canteen, and Omar made it out to the game. Cowboys beat the vaunted Eagles, another winning team.
How about them
Jake?
Cowboys?
How about them Cowboys?
Yeah, they beat a hurt team. I got you.
Woo, how about them Cowboys? So finally,
here we go.
I'll let Jake. Here we go.
Shut up back there.
Here we go. Everybody was saying that all.
I know. I was like, shut up back there.
But they beat the Eagles. So, Jake, I'll let you go first since you're a hater.
It's no hating.
So here, let me set up the question here. Okay, so you always say we don't beat a winning team. We beat the Seahawks, and you kind of give us credit. So now, are you going to give us credit finally for beating a team who was number 1 team in the NFC? We get credit now? You take us serious?
I don't take y'all serious yet.
Of course.
What? They're 10-3, dude. Come on now.
Well, hold on.
Hey, Flo.
Yeah.
Hey, so I'm gonna counter this thing. Now, Jake, as much as I've been backing
let
you
him
up
go.
this whole year.
Let him go. Let him go. Let him go. Go ahead, Jake. Finish your thought.
Go ahead, man.
So, do we believe Dallas is better than all the wild card teams in the league right now?
Yes.
In the NFC, right?
Yes.
We do. Okay.
Yes.
Do we believe they're better than the Lions?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do we believe they're better than the Eagles and the Niners playing at their home?
At
Possibly,
Dallas
yeah.
or at the other place?
No.
They're just as good.
Because
Just
right
as good.
Now,
Just
if
as
the
good.
record goes the way it goes, the Eagles would have the number 2 seed.
Yeah, but that means both teams would have to win out, though.
Yeah.
Right.
Absolutely. Both teams would have to win out. Let's say both teams win out. The Eagles still get the number 2 seed. Do we believe the Cowboys are better than both those teams playing at their field?
I think they are. They almost beat the Eagles.
Thank you, Omar. That is my
point. The Eagles.
I don't believe that whatsoever. So let me get this straight. This is where the facts have to come into.
So you don't believe in them to make the Super Bowl, but you don't believe them as a team because they won't beat a winning. You always talk about they don't beat winning record teams.
They beat 1.
2.
They beat 1.
Seahawks.
Seattle's not 1. What are we talking? They're 6 and 7.
They had a winning record.
Seahawks are done.
Seahawks
had a winning record when we
they
played
were
them.
average. They're worse than average right now.
But we didn't beat them. We demolished the Eagles.
You demolished Seattle? You beat them by 6.
Well, we demolished the Eagles.
That's
is that better? Is the Eagles better than Seattle?
I believe the Eagles
Are the Eagles better than
tired out,
Seattle?
is what-
Are the Eagles better than
Eagles
Seattle?
were tired
Are the Eagles better
out.
than Seattle?
I believe the
Are they
Eagles
better
went
than
on a
Seattle?
gauntlet against to face the Cowboys. Remember,
they
they
better
had a
than Seattle?
gauntlet, guys.
Yes.
They had to go to Cowboys. They had to face the Chiefs. They had to go to Buffalo. This team was on the last leg. Not only that, Dallas had a 3-game resting period that the Eagles didn't get to have. Remember, you got to play on Thursday. They played that Sunday against a vaunted 49ers team. You have to put consideration in everything, guys. This is why I say you have to have me here. I have to speak the facts. The facts are this.
Man, Flo, for real.
You have to still,
I can't
as
wait
of
till
right
Credit
now,
Clay
until the
goes.
Eagles lose another game, you have to still go to Philadelphia and go to San Francisco to win. And that's without y'all losing.
You don't have to
out,
go to both
losing
of
any
them.
game.
Why would we go to both of them?
Well, if you put the records in,
Yeah,
the 49ers would have the 1 seed, right?
right? Yeah.
You would be a wild card team. So you would have to go see Philadelphia after that.
But you're saying that's a fact. That's not a fact.
If
If Philadelphia loses and we win out, that's not a fact. If
y'all will win.
49ers lose-
So them with an easier schedule, y'all will win out more than them because y'all can't lose a game.
yeah, that's
Now,
that's
you
that's
talking
what
about
we're
the
trying to do.
schedule? With the
The
schedule,
you-
Dallas
do you
got
not
the
have a
hardest
tougher schedule the rest of
going
the
out, Jay.
You remember they get to face
That's
the
what he's
Giants
saying.
twice. They get
Philly.
the Cardinals.
And the Giants twice in Seattle. What are you talking about? What are you talking about, Jay? Man, go on, man.
on,
You don't
man.
know about no football. You said the Giants twice.
They face the Giants
come on.
twice, the Cardinals, and the Seahawks.
And
Who the
Seattle.
Seahawks I think they destroy Seattle this weekend. I think they destroy.
Seattle
I think
gonna beat
Seattle's
them, man.
done now.
Seattle gonna.
All I'm
Seattle
saying,
gonna
guys,
beat
is
them
I can't take it
Sunday,
serious
on Monday night.
until I see you win on the road, because that's the reason why. You have to win on the road to show me you can win. Because you're not playing.
You said we had to be, first. No, you're now you're moving the goalpost too. You said we had to beat a
who
team
did
with a
that
winning
remind you
record.
of? Who did that
No.
remind you of?
No, I
wanna hear
don't
that
move the
from you.
goalpost. I don't move the goalpost.
No, get out
What?
of here.
What?
No, I don't move the goalpost.
The
I
biggest
say the
All
truth.
right, Omar.
I speak the truth.
Like
speak
I
the
said,
truth,
in the
man. I
playoffs,
don't
you
move
have
the
to either
goalpost.
beat winning Philly
No,
and get
because
the
I
win.
tell
No,
you,
no. You're right,
they had
Flo.
to win.
You don't move the goalpost.
I
You
don't.
pull the goalpost out
No, I
of the
don't.
ground like a college
Okay,
student
come
and run it to
on,
the
I'm
lake.
just
Get
speaking
out of
facts
here.
and evidence here. Right now, does it change if Philadelphia does
But
lose? and
you
y'all
stated
stay
a
winning?
fact. I state in generalities. You said we had to beat a team with a winning record. We've done that twice, and you say you still don't believe in them. Now we got to beat.
Once.
Now we
You
got to
did
beat a
once. Stop
team on the
saying it twice.
road.
The Seahawks are not serious. What are we doing here?
Are the Eagles serious?
The Eagles are serious. I
And
think
we
that
beat
they
them.
were reeling.
We
They
beat them down.
lost.
We beat them down.
So did the Niners.
Okay. So
I
we
think
put
that
this-
they
it
were
puts us on
tired.
par with the Niners. Is that what you're saying?
I don't
I
believe they're
can't
still
even- I can't
the
even
second
believe
best
that.
team.
You
in the
said
NFC.
so did the Niners, so that puts us on par with the Niners, according to your logic.
So did the Niners beat them, absolutely.
Okay, so that
I
puts us
think
on
that they
par
were
with the
tired.
Niners.
I think that y'all had a 10-game resting period, and they
So they
had
weren't
to-
tired
they
with
had a
the
6-game
Niners?
resting
They
period.
weren't tired with the Niners.
Huh?
That's what everybody was saying. Was saying they were tired when the Niners beat them down.
Can I talk, man? Can I talk?
I think
Go
they
ahead, Jake.
played their
You had
hearts
enough,
out.
Jake. You had
Can I
enough, Jake.
talk?
All right, go ahead. Go ahead,
Can I
Kenzie.
talk? Okay, Jay. First of all, man, Prescott had a phenomenal night, man. 24 for
Phenomenal.
39. He almost threw for 300 yards
He was
and
phenomenal.
2 touchdowns. Tony Pollard went 16 for 59 on the ground. Jake Ferguson was the man.
He's a beast.
Do you think
Ferguson
y'all won that game, or do you think the Eagles lost that
2
game?
yards.
We won the game.
What?
No, they did turn over. They fumbled.
Yeah, we caused the
The
fumble.
wide receivers were fumbling.
Jalen Hurts fumbled too.
Jake,
We
Jake,
caused
let me
3
say
fumbles.
this right here.
Go ahead, Kenzie. Quit interrupting, Jake.
The Dallas Cowboys.
I'm just
are serious
speaking
right
facts.
You're interrupting.
And when you look at the strength of schedule going out the rest of the season, we got Buffalo in Buffalo Sunday. We go to Miami Christmas Eve. Then we got Detroit and Dallas on the 30th. And then we go on January the 6th or 7th, we go to Washington FedEx. Who's really for real now?
So, well, hold on.
Who's for
I
real,
love what
Jay?
you just said right there, Canteen, and I
Who's
want to
for
put Flo
real?
to the fire because he put Denver to the fire. You winning out, Flo?
What?
Are you winning out?
Yeah, of course.
Oh, stop. You heard that
Hey,
on record, Omar.
oh,
What?
let me say this right
They're
here.
winning out.
Hmm?
We'll win 3 out of 4.
We have to win out.
You have to win
They
out.
win 3 games.
We have to win out if we want a shot at the division. So I feel like we got a good shot at beating the Bills. Are up and down. Miami, we seen that. You know, we just saw the Titans beat them, and I think we're better than the Titans. Detroit, they're up and down, and I think if Denver beats them, we can surely beat them. And then Washington at the end of the season, who has nothing to play for.
You wouldn't want to see us.
I hope we do.
Shoot, you wouldn't want to see us.
I hope we do. You think we're going to see? You think you're going to make the Super Bowl, Jake? Is that what you're saying?
No, I don't think I'm winning in the Super Bowl.
Do you have a shot?
You wouldn't want to see us.
Do you have a shot of making the Super Bowl?
I know this. Denver doesn't fear anybody in the AFC. There's nobody to fear in the AFC.
Okay, so are you saying you're making? How about AFC Championship? You're going to make the AFC Championship?
Well, I already called that.
Okay, all right, on record. All right, I just said we'd win out. I didn't say anything else. All right,
That's
Omar,
fine.
what do you got? What do you got?
Out.
Jake kind of filibustered for a little bit. I tried to push him.
No,
back.
it's all good. I mean, out of these two teams, though, between the argument that y'all just had, out of these two teams, I would take the Cowboys to actually win out. And just because the Philadelphia Eagles are in a bit of a rut that they need to pull themselves out of, and Dak Prescott is playing as an MVP and the MVP front runner. Since week 5.
No, he's no front runner. I think Brock Purdy is MVP. To what the stats say.
According to people,
they're very close. They're very close.
He's a front runner.
He's
at least 1 or 2.
Winning record.
He's at least 1 or 2
in season.
It doesn't matter.
I think that should matter as well.
According to whoever does that, whoever predicts Vegas, it's either Purdy or Dak right now.
Go ahead.
And I think Purdy, for facing him head to head, should have above.
But it's not going to. It doesn't matter. Go ahead.
Oh, I mean,
it won't matter. It won't matter because it doesn't matter for the MVP race. It doesn't matter. That won't matter.
I'm good with I'm good with both right now being in the conversation.
Right.
But the Cowboys do lead the league in scoring at 32.3 points per game. And Dak Prescott is playing a phenomenal level, and he does. And while their defense is just as good as San Francisco's, I think San Francisco has a more complete team, including their skill players, who I do believe are just a tiny notch better than Dallas is. That doesn't mean that Dallas' skill players are not, because we know they are good. That being said, the Eagles, they got to get themselves out of this rut. They now lost by a combined 43 points in the past 2 weeks to the Eagles and the 49ers, so that does not bode well for them at all. And as Jake said, they have to. Yeah, that is. It is huge. And as Jake said, they have to win out to have the number 2 seed, which would matter in where they would actually, who they would actually play rather. So allowing, that many points, 109 points over 3 games, which comes out of 36.3 in their last 3, is just not a good look. And it's been a few things that have caused some issues for the Eagles. Shout out Tim McManus, who wrote a great article on the Eagles issue earlier in ESPN Insider. But the third down defense, they allow a 48% opponent conversion rate, which is last in the league. Also, their red zone defense, opponents are scoring at over 70% of their trips inside the 20-yard line. Turnovers, as was just mentioned. Hurts lost a fumble this week. The Eagles are in the bottom half of the league in both turnovers at 19 and takeaways at 15. Their offensive game plan has stalled out in the last 4 games. They have to get themselves turned around. I think they will, but I also think, as me and Wildcard Mark talked about on the ILW Sports Network, that Jalen Hurts is a little banged up right now, and that's not helping them either as well, because their rushing game.
So here's my question, Omar.
I got 2 questions for him after. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
So when does Jalen Hurts heal? When is there time for him to heal, for them to move on?
There is.
He doesn't need to go. He made the Super Bowl not healed last year.
And that is a big deal. And you're completely right. And that's where that thing that they had a couple weeks ago, where David Carr was suggesting that he go up and or he be sat by Nick Sirianni. While we didn't necessarily agree with that, we thought that y'all needed to win the next 2 games. Let's say that they lose next week and they have no chance at that number 2 seed, but they still will get the number 3 seed. I would rest him. I would rest him in a heartbeat to get him healthy. But you're right, Ken. If they don't and they're trying to win out, there is no time for that.
Well, hold on. Let me ask this 2 questions to you, Omar. Because you said right now you believe the Cowboys have a better chance to win out than the Eagles. Did you look at those schedules?
I did earlier. Why? What is your contention?
And that's what I caveated on, Jake. Jake, that's what I caveated on.
The Lions.
Jake, I said that. I just said that.
Yeah, I know.
You think they can beat all 4 of those
Jake,
teams?
I just said that earlier.
I think they have a better chance because their team is playing much better right now than the Eagles are, and the Eagles are in a little bit of a rut.
Here's my second question. Do you believe Dallas is the same team on the road, Omar? Because they don't face the Dolphins or the Bills at Dallas. They have to go in grass where they're slower at, where they lost to the Cardinals. When they go in grass, they're not that same team. In turf,
we don't know that yet. We don't know that yet. We've been a different team. Since the 49er game, we've been a different team.
But there are statistics. Jake is right. I have seen statistics to show that Dallas plays better at home than away. Now that could also be a home field advantage. That could also be a numerous other things.
In the road. Now I don't see
who you're talking about.
But do you see them winning both?
Who you're talking about is it's gonna be hard to win both of those, but if they were to win both of those, I think they do beat the Lions and the Commanders and they win out. So all they have to win is those 2, and I think they do have the easier chance to win out.
Okay. That's what I was trying to make sure.
And my 2 point, or my point from 2 weeks ago, which I said probably 3 weeks ago, I said all these turnovers have been bouncing the Eagles' way, and sooner or later it's going to start to be. I was thinking in the playoffs, but right now it's starting to turn on them. The ball's not bouncing their way anymore. They're not recovering their fumbles anymore. The interceptions are costing them now.
I love that. I love that it's happening way earlier.
And a team
people are selling their Eagle stock. I'll buy it happily.
Well, and a team that's
happily.
Just like a team that causes a lot of turnovers, a team that gives up a lot of turnovers, things don't change all of a sudden at the end of the season. So that's still going to plague them throughout the end of the season and the playoffs.
They're facing adversity.
We'll see what happens. All right. So let's look at these games for next week. So we can finish out. It's a few games next week that we need to look at. Let's look at the Ravens and the Jaguars. A big game coming up next week. Jaguars are 3.5-point underdogs at home. Jags really need this game. The Ravens could probably, I don't know if they can wrap up home field or wrap up number 1 seed. I don't know. It's pretty close, but they need this game to get to stay in the number 1 seed or to be in contention for that seed. What do you think about this one, Canteen? Ravens at the Jaguars coming up.
I'm going with the Jags, man. Jags are hungry, bro.
I mean, it's Sunday Night Football, but that's okay. We'll talk about it. Go ahead.
The Jags have taken two good whippings, man. They lost to Cleveland, and they lost to Cleveland. They lost to Cleveland, and they lost to the Bengals.
Yeah,
2 AFC North teams.
Right.
I like the Jags, man. I think Trevor Lawrence and the team gonna.
Oh, really?
At the end, Kirk. Yeah, for sure.
Wow.
They're gonna win the AFC South anyway. But I think this is a big major comeback for these guys. They're gonna make a statement with this game right here, bro.
Wow, that would be a statement beating the Ravens. What do you got, Omar?
Both teams should still win their division. The Jaguars have an 84% chance to win their division. The Ravens have an 89% chance to win their division. So both teams should still win no matter if they lose this game or not. And that being said, I just think the Ravens are the much more superior team. I think they're the best team in the AFC. And I believe that the Jaguars, while they will be fine, and while I think in the future they'll be a good team, I do think they're still a playoff contender. I do not think they're a Super Bowl contender. I think they lose this game at home by a field goal.
Oh, what do you got, Jake?
I got the Jags winning this one. Because they lost is more of a reason, and I think the Ravens should have lost last week. I think that the Rams outplayed them.
Yeah.
And I think that the Jaguars gave that game away to the Browns. So I think they reverse it and they win it in Jacksonville. It's in Jacksonville, so they'll win that one.
They pull it out.
Go either way. I mean, I just say it's a field goal game. It could go the other way. Sure.
Yeah. I mean, I think this is a game the Ravens need to win, even though it's on the road. I mean, they still have San Francisco, Miami, and then Pittsburgh, a division game. And Pittsburgh may be trying to still get in the playoffs. Who knows? I mean, they lost their starting quarterback, so who knows? They may not. They would always like to beat a division. It's a division game, no matter what. But they have a tougher road at the end of the season than the Jags. So I feel like that this is a win. They have Steelers. No, I'm saying that the Ravens have a tougher schedule than the Jags. And so this is probably a one that they need if they want to stay in first place, because they might lose to San Francisco. If they lose 2 in a row, that would be bad. Because if they don't beat the Jags, the Niners are next, and they may lose that one too. And so they can't afford to lose 2 in a row. So I feel like they need to win this game. I think the Ravens will pull it out with Omar. They probably pull it out by 3 points. The Jags need this game as well, but they should still win the division. Texans have started to falter just a little bit. They're still good. I think they still could make the playoffs as well as a wild card, but I think the Jags win that division still. It's gonna be a good game. Should be a good game. All right, so let's talk about this one real quick before we get to a couple others. Vikings at the Bengals. The Bengals staying frisky without Joe Burrow. Everybody thought they were done. I think all of us, including all of us, thought they were done once they lost Joe Burrow, but they've played pretty well. I mean, to be honest, even the Vikings, we thought they were done once they lost Cousins. So both two teams are kind of staying frisky, hanging in there. Who do you think gets this game, Jake? I mean, both these teams lost their starting quarterbacks, but are still staying viable for the playoffs.
I think Bengals will win this one. I think that
they're both 7-6. They both got one over 500 record.
I think the only reason the Vikings won is they got to play the worst team in the league, the Raiders. So it was easy.
Yeah, Browning.
So yeah, Browning's playing way better. It's in Cincinnati. I think the Vikings are on the third string there. Bench Josh Dobbs. It's over. So I think the Bengals win this one easily.
What do you got, Omar?
Yeah, the Vikings are done. They're on now their 4th-string signed Nick Mullins, right? Like, come on now. We've worked all the way down.
I actually know him.
No, we know he is. But they've worked themselves down a depth chart to where they're calling people in. Justin Jefferson just came back, and they were not even able to involve him. Right. So it's just, it doesn't look good for them. The Vikings are definitely done. If you can only score 3 points against my terrible Raiders defense, then there's something wrong with you. The Bengals should win this game, and they should win by about 10 points. But that being said, the Bengals still doesn't mean anything because they're not going to make the playoffs either way. It doesn't matter even if they won out. They're not going to make the playoffs. They don't have a chance. No.
Really?
No, they don't.
They'll be 8. They'll be 8-6 though. They don't have a chance
to win out. They'll be 8-6, or what?
They'll be 8-6 after this game. I mean, they're still viable on the playoff hunt. But you don't.
They're still viable because they had 3 games left.
Yeah, it's gonna be. I can't see it. I just can't see it.
Really? Okay. What do you got?
Hold on, Omar. Hold on. So this game here, I think the Bengals definitely gonna win it. And so when you look at what the Bengals for the rest of the way, the Bengals they got Steelers, Chiefs, and the Browns. It's gonna be a hard way for the Bengals for the rest of the way. It's gonna be a hard road, man.
Those are division games. The Chiefs.
So Mike Tomlin won the 500 season. Mike Tomlin won 500. They're going to New Year's Eve. They're gonna be out there. The Chiefs out there, Arrowhead. It's gonna be tough. And then they got the Bengals at home. So it's. Woo.
Should we give a shout out to the coach of the Bengals? Will win this week. Just like Daboll, I mean, he's winning without Joe Burrow. Or is it more that, maybe Burrow wasn't all that and he had a lot of talent? I mean, we know that Burrow had a lot of talent around him, and they're still been able to win.
Burrow was that guy.
Come on now.
Burrow is that guy. Come on, man.
I'm just saying,
they beat the Jaguars because
Burrow's that guy, and it's just they winning without him, man.
So so we credit the coach then? Like we do with Daboll?
Sure.
That Browning's playing well? I mean...
No, man.
I just think it's a 2-game sample size and it's too little to say. I think once teams get more tape on Jake Browning.
No, I think Browning is playing well. That's why they're winning.
Well, it ain't gonna last forever.
Was playing bad.
Just because his name is Jake.
I mean, if you look at all the teams that you could go around the league, the ones that have offensive head coaches have all been able to still kind of stay viable.
I agree with that wholeheartedly.
No, that I agree with you.
The Vikings, the Giants, kind of.
Because it's an offensive gear league. We know that. It's all
Right,
geared to
right.
offense and not defense. So.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So, I mean, we should give the coach a little bit of credit, maybe.
I mean, do we, or do we just say that, okay, he's been able to...
I like the Bengals in this game, man.
Right.
Go ahead, Kim.
I think the Bengals are the strongest team, and I think the Bengals have proven the point with Browning.
Yeah, I mean, I like the Bengals as well.
Guy, man.
I like the Bengals as well. I think they have a better quarterback, and that usually helps. And they're on the road. The Vikings are on the road, so I like the Bengals. I think it'll be a close game. It'll probably be a good game, but I think the Bengals will pull it out. All right, so let's look at what's another good game. All right, let's look at the Broncos and the Lions. Broncos trying to stay viable. The frisky Broncos, as I like to call them. 4-point underdogs going into the Lions. The Lions recently, we just talked about losing to the Bears. What do you think here, Omar?
Yeah, the Broncos actually have a 45% chance to get a wild card.
Okay.
They're 3% behind the Bills, so it's up in the air. The Broncos still
just crazy
as a wild card.
It's the numbers. It's facts, Jake.
I just can't believe in the Broncos. I can't believe that this turnaround will be sustained. I still think that Russell Wilson isn't as good as he needs to be, and this defense has been what has carried this turnaround. I'll let Jake go into more on his Broncos, but I actually got the Lions winning this week.
Okay, and one question for you, Omar, since I know you got the Lions winning and you don't believe in the Broncos. Would you believe in them if they beat the Lions?
Damn.
Would you? If.
If they win, oh man, this is another one. If they win and the Bills lose, then yes, I would have to consider that. So, all right, I guess I have to do this a second time in the same season. I have to come back on and say that. Damn it, man.
Okay, what you got, Ken? I'll let Jake go last.
My luck.
I know.
So when I look at the Lions, man, the Lions got the Broncos this week. They got the Vikings twice and the Cowboys. I think the Vikings are going to lose to us. They'll split one with the Vikings. I like the Broncos Sunday, man. Saturday night, I like the Broncos Saturday night. Not because of Jake, but I think the Broncos are on the right glide path to win.
I mean, he's
going with the Broncos
Broncos
Saturday night.
The past 4 weeks.
And as I said, Flo,
I'm getting
Do you think they can keep up with the Lions?
The Broncos going to win Saturday night.
Offensively? The Lions still have a good offense despite the struggles. I'm just saying. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You have to have an offense.
Words of Albert Flores, win is a win any given Sunday.
Well,
I like the Broncos by 3 on Sunday.
That's Ruben saying any given Sunday. I give that one to
Okay,
you.
well, I like the Broncos by 3 on Sunday.
All right, Jake. We know who you're picking, but go ahead.
I like y'all Sunday, man.
Yeah, like I said, we outcoached them.
You picked against us. Anyway,
I think we win. I think winning this game really does confirm a lot because I think the Bills, and I'm actually rooting for the Cowboys this week. I think the Bills will lose. I think a lot of other teams will be facing off. I think the Steelers face within division this week. I know the Steelers face the Colts, is what I'm saying. So a lot of these teams that are 7-6 still have to now, like I said earlier, now have to go against each other, which is the best news for Denver. The best thing that happened last week was the Texans loss, because now the Texans can't lose. Because if you got a worse record, don't matter that you beat us. Now you got to win, buddy. Because you lose and we win, guess what?
Yeah.
We take your spot. Here's the thing that I don't understand. How the hell the Bills, we have the same record as the Bills. We beat the Bills. If we end up with the same record as the Bills, we take their spot. We beat them head-to-head. So I don't know how the Bills have a better chance than us.
Because they have a better quarterback.
Yeah, and they have an easier schedule.
Yeah. Their schedule, we have the Lions, we have the Chargers, the Patriots, and the Raiders left.
Damn, that's a good point then. Yeah, I don't know.
And the Bills.
I gave you the percentages from ESPN.
So. I think it's because they believe in the quarterback more.
There's some algorithm that creates these.
There's probably an algorithm.
Haters.
Hater algorithm.
Right.
The algorithm's a hater.
Oh, that's great. That's true.
The digital algorithm is a hater.
I mean, Jake's coming with facts today. I cannot refute.
Absolutely.
Right. They have an easier schedule. That's true.
First time
Like I said, I already
winning
said,
this game means a lot.
I already said they're a playoff team, but they do have to win these games. I think this will be the toughest game for them. If they lose this game, then they got a tough road because, this is not a good loss. I mean, they can't afford to lose one and make the playoffs. They need to win out, like Jake is hoping for. So I think they lose this one. The Lions kind of need a bounce back game. Last week I picked Denver to win for no other reason than I just didn't believe in the Chargers anymore. I just thought that they were better than them at this point in the season, and so I picked the Denver Broncos. But this time I just think the Lions. Coming off a bad loss, even a division, but the bad loss, they're going to come out wanting to win this game. They got Minnesota, Dallas, and Minnesota. So they got two. Minnesota's beatable, and they know that Dallas is going to be a tough game, so they can't afford to lose this game against the Broncos. I think they're going to come out and play well at home, and I think the Broncos play them tough. I think it'll be closer. I think they may even cover the Denver. It's only a 4-point game, but I think that they find a way to win at home because they really need this game to stay viable.
Absolutely. It's now or never.
So I think the Lions pull this one out at home. All right. What other games we have here? We want to talk about the Cowboys later because it's a Monday night game, Sunday night game.
Oh no, is it not? Is it? I thought it was a Sunday at 4.
Oh, it is Sunday at 4. We can talk about that one. Let's talk about it.
Yeah,
okay,
Cowboys. We might want to talk about that one and then get out of here. Yeah.
All right, let's talk about this one. I was thinking about the Eagles game, Eagles and Seahawks.
I was gonna say, don't you want to talk about your team before we get out of here?
Yeah. I was thinking it was a Sunday night game. My bad. All right, so the Cowboys at the Bills. Jake has chronicled our struggles on the road. We're 3-3 though, so it's not like we're terrible, but we do struggle more on the road. But we played differently since the 49er game, and we've outscored our opponents by quite a bit. So what do you think on this one, Omar? Cowboys visit the Bills. Bills are only 2-point favorites at home. Is this dissing the Cowboys a little bit?
No, I don't think so at all, because we need to touch on what you just said, which was a testament, to Jake's point that the Cowboys at home and the Cowboys away are different teams. Let's go through the stats. At home, they're 7-0, and they average 39.9 points with 2 takeaways per game. Conversely, on the road, they're 3-3, and they only average 23.7, which is 12 points less on the road, and they only average 1 takeaway a game versus 2. So, their defense isn't playing as well, and their offense isn't scoring as high of a clip, and they're going to play in Buffalo, cold weather. I think that'll have a factor as well to do with this. While the Bills do have another testament to Jake, I can't believe I keep doing this. The Bills, I just checked. The Bills do have the toughest schedule in the league according to probabilities.
So sorry, higher chance of
Jake.
making it.
That was a Flo shout out, not Jake.
Okay.
Because they have a harder strength of schedule. I do believe that the Bills beat the Cowboys in this game.
Whoa!
By 3 at least.
Yeah. Wow.
I think the Bills will win also. The only thing is I hope they lose, because I want all these AFC teams with our record to lose each one. So Cowboys,
makes sense.
Do the Broncos a favor real quick. Get us a dub, man. Take that dub so we can make sure we're clear cut in the AFC wildcard spot by the end of this week.
But you're picking the Bills, right? You pick the Bills.
My heart tells me the Cowboys, but my head tells me the Bills.
Okay.
I'm going with my heart. I'm going to go Cowboys win, luckily, 21-19. Cowboys win 21-19.
That's your heart talking.
Let's go, man.
But either way, you win, Jake, because if the Cowboys lose, you're like, I told you. And if the Cowboys win, you're like, that's good because we want the Bills to lose. So either way,
damn
you
right, we need it. It's a win-win for me this week. This is a good week as long as we win.
As long as you win, it's a good week. We'll see if you win, though. All right, Ken, what you got on this game? Our Cowboys going to the Bills. We need a road win. According to Jake and Omar.
Flo, as I told you when we was driving around Dallas doing our thing, I said Orchard Park is a dangerous place to play. It's cold, the fans there, and all the foolishness that comes with Orchard Park. I like Dallas by 7.
Oh, okay.
The power
We'll
up.
win by 7. But listen to what I'm telling you. All that throwing, all that throwing.
He hit his camera.
If we get a league like we had in Dallas,
right?
All that unnecessary throwing, just run the ball, use the clock to your advantage, drain the clock, run the ball, throw the ball,
right?
Do whatever you need to do, what's necessary, but don't do stupid stuff. How we did in Dallas, we did a lot of stupid stuff.
And chances are,
you saw it.
Yeah, chances are it could get ugly over there because the weather's getting kind of frisky. Right?
Bro.
Okay, we don't need you.
It's like 20 degrees.
Snow
is in the air.
Well, I mean, the weather's getting pretty testy.
Cold.
About to get
cold,
worse.
okay? You don't need an adjective for everything. It's just cold. Right? There's already a word for that.
It's coming down over there, isn't it?
Yeah, it's coming down.
Is it snowing over there right now?
Yeah, we got flurries. I got flurries outside of my place right now. Flurries.
Oh, okay.
So that's right. I forgot you were close by. That's right.
So it's possible flurries on Sunday. Do you know? Have you looked at the weather?
I'll look it up for you.
Okay. Anyway, yeah, who do we need? Jake's already gone, and he's gone too, literally.
Yeah, he's not coming. I think they either he hit his computer and his camera and he tried to play it off, or they lost their power.
Yeah, one of the two.
No, but right. Thank you. Weather frisky, teams frisky, snoring frisky. What else is frisky?
I didn't say snoring was frisky.
No, we're saying that.
Well, I say teams are frisky when they're like borderline playoff teams.
Anyway.
But I use funky for the ones that are playing well, like the Giants, but have no chance of the playoffs.
Club D calling y'all out, man. Flo said frisky. Flo,
all right.
Flo, go to the doctor and get your CPAP, man, so you can stop all this snoring.
Wow.
Shout out from your boy.
Bruh. Come on. All right.
I'm trying to make sure you straight.
Okay, man. Leave me alone. All right. So the Cowboys are 2-point underdogs. I feel this is a little bit disrespectful. I think this will be some bulletin board material.
I like Dallas by 7. I told you that.
Right. And so I do feel like that way. I mean, you look at the Seahawks, the Eagles going to the Seahawks, they're 4-point favorites. You know, the Ravens going to the Jaguars, they're 3.5-point favorites. I mean, they're the better team, obviously. Let's see, the 49ers going to the Cardinals is 12.5-point favorites. All these good, what we consider good playoff teams are favored on the road, and we're not. And so I think that's a little disrespectful to us. And I hope that this is a little motivation for us to go out there and play well. The only thing I didn't like about our last game is I didn't like Dak threw it, I think 39 times. I liked him to stay around that 30 to 33 attempts per game. I think he plays better in that kind of space as far as, and I wish, he may have to run it a little more this game because of the weather's not very good. If it's coming down a little bit, some flurries, maybe I'll be conducive to passing as much. And so I hopefully, he uses his legs a little more if need be. And so I think that we're playing well on both sides of the ball. And I think we're going to go in there and prove a point that, hey, this is not the same Cowboy team as the beginning, the first 5 games or whatever you want to say. This is a team that is balanced on both sides. The offense can pick up for the defense. The defense can pick up for the offense when needed, and they're playing complementary football on both sides. Correct. And we have a kicker who can kick it from 60 yards. I mean, come on, 59, 60. So I mean, that's a weapon right there. Be able to kick it from the 50-yard line. I mean, that we may need that one. I don't know, depending on the weather. The weather always takes a toll on the kicking too as well. So, but. We have a great kicker right now, and so I think that's a good thing for us, especially in close games. So I think we're going to pull this game off. We may win it by 3 or 4. It could get ugly depending on how the Bills. I'll tell you the Bills are like this. So if they have one of these down games, it could get ugly. But I think the Bills will make it competitive. They're trying to, stay relevant in the playoffs, so they're going to play tough. It all depends if we can pick off Jake. If we pick off Jake a couple times, Jake. If we pick up Josh Allen a couple times, that'll be good for us. We've been good at getting some turnovers, lately. The last 2 games on this winning streak we've had fumbles and interceptions and pick sixes, and I think that'll continue on the defense. Even though the defense kind of let us down in the Seattle game, but they came through in the end. So I feel we're going to win a 4-point game. I'm going to say 4-point game. Cowboys win something like, let's see, it's got to be 4 points, right? So something like 27 to, what would that be? 23? Yeah, something like that. Something like that. It'll be a lower scoring game, I think, because of the weather. Yeah, something like that. I think that's what will happen. 27-25. All right. Yeah, there you go. Any other game you want to talk about coming up this weekend? I think that's the last kind of. I mean, the Bears are playing the Browns. Falcons playing the Panthers. They should win that. Texans and the Titans. I mean, Texans need to win.
All good division games, but all will be close. Nobody that we need to really probably pick winners for. The Rams are what do you call us? Spunky for if they're a playoff team?
The Rams, if they're a playoff team, they're frisky.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Never mind. So I can't see them straight now. I don't even know.
Yeah. If they're not a playoff team, but they're playing well like the Giants, they're spunky.
Okay. And also we got to talk about this news here. The Wizards and the Caps were announced today that they are moving to Virginia, about 5 miles outside the city.
Oh, really?
That is not yet settled. And actually,
it'd be the Virginia Wizards.
Yeah, but I believe from my reportings from my DC insider Shane Peacher, shout out to him. He's told me that there is about $100 million gap in the negotiations, and that this is more of a negotiation. Right, but that can easily be closed by businesses and cities and stuff like that. So this is more of a negotiation tactic by the Leonsis family. But you're right. If they were to choose to not meet that, which they won't, then they would move. I don't believe it's going to happen. I think they stay in D.C. Too long of a legacy.
Really? Okay. The Caps are what? What are they? The Captains, right?
Yeah,
Capitals. Oh, okay.
Which, wouldn't make sense if they moved to Virginia.
Exactly. Right. So would they be the Virginia? Is that what they're saying? Virginia? Wizards?
Yeah, but I don't think it's going to happen. Honestly, I can't see that happening. I just
really okay. Yeah. But it's in the works. It's a possibility. It's out.
It's a negotiation tactic that if they weren't to be like, we don't want to give you that money, then they would be the Virginia Wizards, and they would probably go back to the Virginia Squires. Shout out the old Dr. Julius Erving team from Clubber D has that jersey. That's the reason I know that.
Virginia Squires. So they used to be in Virginia with that team?
They used to have an ABA team called the Squires that Dr. Julius Erving played on.
Oh, wow. Shout out to Clubber D.
Shout out to history. Shout out to Clubber D for that jersey. That came in handy, Clubber D. I never thought that would come in handy, but that jersey came in handy, baby. Woo! With a fly-ass jersey, too.
Virginia Squires. Wow. Throwback. Any final words for the people out there, Kenty?
All good, bro.
All good.
I'll be waiting after the show so we can chop it up. I'm good, bro.
Okay, you chop it up after the show. All right. So shout out to everybody. We appreciate all the comments. Nice meeting Ruben, and appreciate his comments. Appreciate Clubber D.
Be rude.
I appreciate Clubber D's frisky comments.
Hey, y'all, do not forget. Please don't forget. This weekend on the 16th, Saturday, our time will be 4 p.m. Look at the bottom of your screen, 4 p.m. Eastern. Check us out at Ball and Buds, BALLANDBUDS. It will be Clubber D, the Combat G, and yours truly with our Combat Sports Christmas special. We'll be previewing UFC 297. This is this Saturday. This Saturday at 4 p.m. Eastern. This Saturday. Yep. We'll be touching on UFC. Yep, 3 p.m. Central, 2 p.m. Mountain, and 1 p.m. Pacific. We'll be touching on UFC 297. We'll be touching on the huge boxing card on December 23rd, and a lot of other things. So please make sure you tune in with us at Ball and Buds, BALLAND.
And it'll probably stream on our channel too, so check it out.
And we'll be screaming on the Bottom Line Sports. Come join our Facebook group, baby. The Bottom Line Sports. Join, invite, share, like. Yeah.
Let's go, baby. All right, we'll see you. Thanks for everybody commenting. That's the Bottom Line Sports. Shout out to my Cowboys once again winning. Let's go. Beat those Bills in Buffalo. You gonna go to that game, Canteen?
We'll talk about it in a minute. We'll talk about it when we come back.
Y'all should go to that game. That was
yeah. All right,
I want to go jump through a table on Buffalo. I want to go jump elbow to a table.
All right, yeah. We'll see you next time. Appreciate everybody tuning in with Bottom Line Sports. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, and comment.
Like, share, and tag, man.
Thank you so much.
We love y'all.
1,415. Let's go to 1,500 now.
We love y'all. Thank y'all.
See you next time on the Bottom Line Sports.